Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Clickbait and Coffee. It's Jason. Today is, hell, I don't even know what today is. Today's Tuesday, June 3rd. I can't believe it's already June of this year. But, guys, sorry about being late today. We had the guys that were going to do the shower glass on the job we're working on. They texted me yesterday afternoon. They're like, hey, can we get there like 7:15? And do the job, put the shower glass in. I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I just went ahead and rescheduled. They got done about 45 minutes ago. So I scooted back over to the house. Luckily, I was working close. So, but Miss Sharon put a comment in here at 7:11 this morning. She said, I'll miss y'all today. Granddaughter's having surgery. Have a good day. Miss Sharon, I hope everything goes good with your granddaughter and her surgery, and hope everything works out. So, all right, it's 10 o'clock. It's late, and it's already late in the morning. I've got a ton of stuff to do today. So, what's everybody got going on this morning? I figure everybody's got Nathaniel Bowman. How are you? I figure everybody's got their morning chores done. After this, I've still got to move the sheep and the cow over to across into the neighbor's field. We finally got them going over there, and man, I tell you what, there is clover and fescue and just all kinds of great stuff for these animals to eat. It's over knee high, and they're just having a awesome day, awesome time over there eating that stuff. They're just like, heck yeah, this is a hell of a buffet for us. So. Chantal, good morning. You're traveling today. Where are you traveling to? So hopefully you'll have a good day, a safe time traveling. Michael, good morning. Nathaniel is work but able to tune in. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate every one of you being here. But yeah, the sheep and the cow are grazing over on the neighbor's property. I absolutely love it. It's kind of a pain in the butt though. I'll move them. It takes about 15 minutes to move them across there, which they follow along. I take a feed bucket and they just follow right along with me. Throw some feed out to them just a little bit. They're happy, and I just got to make sure their water trough's full and all that. But this week so far has been kind of a pain. We had Sunday or Vacation Bible School starting at our church Sunday, and it gets done at 8:30, so it's close to 9:30, something like that before we get home. So you're having to move those guys in the dark and all that. But they do pretty good, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. Good morning, Bill. Glad to have you in here. Sorry about being late. We had prior commitments with the shower guys. So Chantal is going to Salem, Illinois. Be careful in Illinois. That's communist country, honestly. They won't let you have guns or anything. It's stupid. I think with Illinois, you have to have your gun in a locked compartment, unloaded with the ammunition in another compartment. I know that when I went out west that way, the easiest way to go is go up through and you just hit the tip of Illinois, and you're only in Illinois for maybe like 20 minutes, something like that. I was like, I'm going to drive the perfect speed limit, obey all the traffic laws, all that stuff, because I'm like, I'm not stopping and unloading all the guns I've got in my truck. And then once I get out of Illinois, stop and load those things. It's kind of stupid. I despise going through that place. So, but yeah, another thing. Our June special for the festival right now. If you buy festival tickets, you're registered to win a spot in the refuge medical class. So refuge is going to be doing a class on Friday of the festival. That'll be July 18th is when they're doing that class on Friday. So if you buy tickets in the month of June, you're registered to win a spot in the refuge medical class. And if you buy multiple tickets, if you buy 4 tickets, then you get 4 chances to win that class. So we'll do that. Also, get your tickets. Go to the website. It's down at the bottom. Get your tickets. Also, first aid medical supplies. We've still got everything in stock. Stuff is going pretty quick. So if you need something, get it while we've got it in stock. And Nathaniel says, understandable. Can tell it. That's where originally from. I've been in Kentucky for 20 years. Yeah. So I know a fair amount of people that moved down from Illinois, and they're living in Kentucky now. So also check out, I've got that video on the Connect 10 or Connecting. It's the cellular internet for off grid and stuff like that. Check out that video. It did pretty good. I like the unit. I'm going to use it here and there, especially if we go on some kind of disaster deployment. I will have it and take it with me for sure to try it out. Also, we've got an interview. It's out on YouTube. We interviewed Brian and Susan Dudley from S&B Homestead Radio. They are going to be at the festival. Brian and Susan are going to talk at the festival. They also will have a booth there. They're going to be selling radio and ham radio stuff. So check those guys out. I bought a lot of radios from them. They're a super wealth of knowledge. We talked about a lot on that video. We talked about building your communications plan, how to build that, your PACE plan, your primary, your primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency forms of communications. So that video's out. Thursday, the video will be out with Chronically Healthy. Chronically Healthy is out of Knoxville, Tennessee. They do healthcare, and they don't do it the traditional way. They don't, if you say, hey, I've got eczema or something like that, they're not just like, here's a pill for your eczema, this will fix it, but then you're going to get 15 side effects from taking the eczema drugs. They get to the root cause of your problem. What is causing this eczema? And a lot of it honestly has to do with your diet. And a lot of these problems, like Dylan was saying, a lot of these problems start in your gut and what you're eating. So if you can fix what you're eating and your gut, then a lot of these problems will go away on their own. That interview is going to come out. We went ahead and pre-recorded it because, like I said, I've got Vacation Bible School at night, so it's a pain to do a live on that. So we pre-recorded it with them. It's going to come out Thursday at 6 o'clock Central, I think is when I've got it scheduled. But I'm yawning. I got to get woke up. You figure I'd be woke up if I got up at 5. But yes, we pre-recorded that. They will be at the festival. They're going to be talking about how to look and how to read labels on the food, all the ingredients on the food. They make it so stinking hard to know what the ingredients are and stuff like that on the food. They're going to go over that. They'll also have a booth there where they can talk to you about doing their programs. They've got, I don't want to say health coaching programs, but they do a bunch of different stuff. They'll work with you, get to the root cause of your health problems and figure it out like a natural way. And like I said, and they'll say it too, most of it is what you're eating is, and when it comes down to that, if you can fix what you're eating, you can fix most of your problems. So I think that's about all. We got Vacation Bible School. That's been fun. It's going to run until, I think, Thursday night is the last night. The kids absolutely love it. I love hanging out with the kids, and I've said it before. Yeah, we do. My wife and I teach Wednesday nights at church. We teach the first graders, and I absolutely love doing that. I love hanging out with the kids, teaching the kids. The kids are just awesome. So we've got that until Thursday night. What else? We've been trying to finish up the bathroom remodel. I've got to go. When I get done with this, like I said, I got to move the animals, and I got to go look at several jobs to bid and to start on, stuff like that. Other than that, Shelly's coming over Saturday. I think she's coming over Saturday. We're going to dig comfrey and get it ready to put it on the website. So we'll have that coming up hopefully this weekend, get it ready to start selling, because I know some people want comfrey. So we'll have a fair amount of comfrey on the website to sell. And also we had a meeting with, it's Pure Bag. Let me pull it up. Yes, it is Pure Bag water filters. We've been talking to these guys for a while. So Pure Bag water filters, we're going to start carrying those water filters on the website. I've got one that I need to do a video on. I want to take it out hopefully this week and try it out. We've had so much rain. There's one of the farmers down the road. He's probably got 20 or 30 acres underwater right now. And that's like where everything drains. So there's tons of water down there that's just been sitting stagnant. Birds have been in it, ducks, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go down there, get some of that water and run it through that Pure Bag water filter and do a video on it and see how it does. So be watching for that. But we'll have that on the website hopefully within a couple weeks, ready to go, ready to sell. They're also one of the sponsors for the festival. So we've got some of their filters to give away at the festival also. So be watching out for that. Bill says, I was up at 4 yesterday and 5 today. I've been trying to get the projects for the day done early before it gets hot. Yes, it has still not gotten super hot yet. I think we made it up to like 80 yesterday. But yeah, it's going to be that time of year where it's getting up super early in the morning, getting your stuff done, and then around 12 to 2, not doing too much stuff outside because it just gets absolutely smoking hot. Humidity is crazy. I worked Saturday for a little bit on putting electric fence around the top of the perimeter to keep the dogs in. I got all my insulators in, all the gates ready to go. I've just got to string the electric wire and then hook it up. So hopefully this Saturday after we dig comfrey, I can get in and finish that stuff up. Bill also said, I planted 100 sweet potato slips Sunday. My wife is bringing me 18 bell pepper plants today. Man, that's a lot of sweet potato slips, Bill. You're going to have sweet potatoes, all kinds of them. And Bill says, we've been in the mid-80s for several days. I don't even know. It's still cool right now. I don't even know what the temperature is. I know down here in my shop, we've got no air conditioning or nothing going. And my thermometer says 70 degrees. The weather app says it's 80 here right now, and we're going to be 86. And then it looks... Yeah, the weather. Like we've got a chance of rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, I don't know. This weather is crazy. I don't know what the deal is with it. So, and then Michael Hamilton, we were finally getting rain today. Been under red flag warning. We had to turn the fencer down. No chance of starting a fire. Yeah. Michael, where are you at? I know you're not in Kentucky because we're wet as all get out. So then Nathaniel says heating up here. Nathaniel, where are you at? And then Bill says it's 76 right now with a mild breeze. Hey, it's nice out here right now. I'm not going to complain. If it stay like this, it would be perfectly fine with me. And Nathaniel says last week's were weird and Bowling Green. Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, but it is. The weather has been weird here. I hadn't looked to see if they're spraying chemtrails or anything today, but they probably will. And if you look at it, yeah, I mean, they're calling for rain Thursday, so they're probably going to be spraying today and tomorrow to make it rain this weekend. So, People's Republic of Kennesaw is where Michael's at. So, Michigan. All right. But yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on here. We're going to get some more rain. I mean, hell, we still hadn't dried out. So, I mean, it's still muddy and stuff like that here in a lot of spots. So, I am going to try between rain showers. I've got to, my driveway, I've got some big potholes in it that I don't know why they wash out all the time. But I got to get a load of gravel, and not super excited about that because gravel is just stupid ridiculous. I think it's about $800 for a triaxle load now. So not super excited about spending that money, but my wife is fussing because there's potholes in the driveway, and when it rains, they fill up with water, and she's like, I hate splashing my SUV through that water and getting it dirty. My truck, I don't really care. I don't wash my truck. It is what it is. It gets a bath when it rains. Michael says, I have family near Murray, Kentucky. I hadn't been over around Murray, and I don't know when. Bill says he used to live in Lansing, Michigan. So, but honestly, I didn't prepare too much today because we've been busy as all get out. It was after 10 o'clock before I got settled down to actually do something. But we've been doing Tuesdays a topic. And somebody had said in here some stuff about building your community and building a community around you. There's a lot of people in the preparedness community that are like, I'm just going to do lone wolf. I'm going to do the lone wolf preparedness thing. I'm just going to, and a lot of people are like, I'm going to grab my SKS and my bug out bag and head to the national forest, which I'm like, cool, bro, you're going to be dead in less than a month, probably. A lot of people are like, well, it's just going to be me and my family. We're going to huddle together, me and my wife and my 2 kids, and ride this thing out and grow some sweet potatoes and some corn and eat our chicken eggs and be fine. That's cool. That's going to work for a little while, but it's going to take more than just one family. It's going to take an actual real community of people. We've got in Kentucky, I've got lots of people that I can call. I know people from all over the state. I know a lot of people in Tennessee. And honestly, with doing the festival, I've met people from coast to coast. I mean, I know people from the East Coast to the West Coast and everything in between. Yeah, Nathaniel Mag, exactly. You've got to build that group. And one thing, it's great to go to these festivals. Even if you don't come to ours, go to some of these festivals and get off the couch, get off the internet, meet some of these people face to face. You know, talk to them, sniff their butt, fall in love, that kind of thing, and interact with these people. But yeah, building that community. We've got people like right now, if I needed something, I've got my phone full of people that we can call and do stuff. One prime example, good morning, Dave. Hello from Sharon Horn from Franklin, Tennessee. Oh, okay. Sharon came up to our lamb processing class. So I hope everything is going good down there in Franklin, Tennessee. But yeah, it's like one of the big things, and Shelly and I use this as an example. I think this was last year. We had a storm roll through. One of her daughters lives in Glasgow, or right outside Glasgow. She had a big tree fall down on her chicken coop. Shelly called me, and I was like, hey, we're going to go over there and start cleaning that tree up. And I was like, do you need some help? And she's like, yeah, if you want to come up and help. And I was like, I'll be up there. It's about a 30-minute drive for me to get there. I called a couple of the other guys, and I'm like, hey, can y'all come help get this thing knocked out real quick? And they're like, yeah, we'll be on the road in just a minute. So essentially within an hour of Shelly calling me, we had 5 or 6 people or more up there getting this tree cut up. And we got most of that tree cut up and a lot of the chicken coop kind of cleaned up and stuff like that within a couple of hours. We threw all the brush over in a pile, started cutting the stuff up. That is what part of the community is. Part of your community is not just the zombie apocalypse. It's everyday stuff. Just like Shelly coming down to help me dig this comfrey. Shelly will come down, we'll dig the comfrey. There will be 2 of us. It'll take half the time, or really it'll take less than half the time. One person helping you, a lot of the people say, well, I've got somebody helping me, it'll take half as long. Honestly, when you've got somebody helping you, it's going to take less than half that time because it's kind of a force multiplier. I know I can get a ton of stuff done with just one person helping me as opposed to me doing it just by myself. And it takes way less time to do that. Andrew Massey, my mag talk at least weekly, and we have monthly meetings. I'm in Spring Hill, Tennessee. And he says, my girlfriend did the chicken processing with Yardbird at the KSL Festival last year. Yes, she, wasn't she the black-headed lady that did it? I think that was her, if I remember correctly, because she had never done any chicken stuff before. And Matt was like, I will walk you through this. It will be no problem. So, Andrew, hopefully you got your tickets for the festival. And also, I don't know if you were in here when I mentioned it, but right now, if you buy tickets in the month of June, you'll be entered to win a spot in the Refuge Medical class that they're doing on Friday. So, but I hope you got your tickets, and I hope we'll see y'all up there. But yeah, build your community. Get these people that can help you with everyday life. We started a lot of these people I met in Facebook groups and stuff like that. Yes. Okay. All right. That's what I was thinking, that was her. So I'm glad she got to experience it. I think we've got her in some of the video stuff and some of the promo stuff. So Matt was like, she did an excellent job, especially for not ever doing anything with chickens before. So that's the kind of stuff that you're going to learn at the festival. Matt will be there from Yardbird doing chicken processing. He's going to be doing a processing class on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, showing y'all hands-on stuff. You're going to get your hands. If you've never done a chicken before, Matt will walk you through it on how to do it. And by just sitting in on his workshop, you can know the basics and have a better understanding of what it's going to take to do a chicken if you want to go home and do some chickens on your own. And Andrew says, it was great. I'll be getting in my tickets. Yeah, Andrew, if you get your tickets this month, you're entered to win the Refuge class, which honestly, that class, they're charging $200 for it. It's over $400 if you go to Oklahoma and take it. So, and Oklahoma to Kentucky is about 10 hours. So that's going to save you a 10-hour one-way trip if you take it here. And I know they've still got a few spots left for that class. So, and if you want to just sign up for the class and make sure you get into it, on the website, at the top of the website, there's a red banner that click on it. It'll take you right to Refuge's website to sign up for that. And Andrew says, yes, sir, we have 10 chickens now. Awesome. See, that's the thing. They came to the last festival. His girlfriend got in there, got to learn how to do a chicken, and they've got chickens now, and hopefully they'll be processing some chickens before long and knowing how to do it. So, and that's part of it. Just we started ours several years ago, just a coalition of people from Kentucky. We would do a lot of meetings and stuff like that. Somebody would be proficient in a skill, and I would set it up to where they'd come down and do a talk. So we did a bunch of different talks. We did some stuff on solar, did some stuff on radios, did some stuff on medical, and we would just have everybody come down, kind of like our homestead meetups that we need to start doing more. It's just finding time to do it. But then you can find like-minded people and talk to them. That's how we built our coalition of people around here. And get to know these people, hang out with them. And yes, some of these people are 2 and 3 hours away. But the nice thing is every so often you can all get together, talk, hang out, have dinner, and just hang out for the day. So the next best thing, if you don't want to do that, Facebook has got a ton of groups. All kinds of prepping groups, all kinds of homesteading groups, all kinds of stuff like that. Go on there, put some posts out. I know a lot of it, people will post, hey, I'm from wherever, whatever state, who's in here with me. So fill that out, but do remember you're still on the internet. So that person saying that they live in Kentucky and they're raising, 100 meat birds every year and 20 sheep and all this, they might just be lying. So it's the whole thing. Like if you're doing internet dating, somebody might be catfishing you. So the whole thing is trust but verify. But it's a good way to actually meet some people in the Facebook groups and stuff like that. So do that. The next best way to do it, in my opinion, is go to these festivals. There are festivals all over the place. I don't know a lot of the festivals out west, pretty much farther than the Mississippi West. I don't know about a lot of those festivals. But there was just the Homestead, the Self-Reliance Conference in Ohio that Jeff Smith did. There's a Self-Reliance Festival down in Camden, Tennessee coming up this fall. They just had Midwest Preparedness out in Kansas. They had it. There was one this past weekend in Columbia, Kentucky. I forgot what it's called. And then you've got like Homesteaders of America and stuff like that. There was Mountain Readiness a few weeks ago. Those places, you go to these places and these people are almost pre-qualified kind of thing. You know that they're into the preparedness and the homesteading aspect of this. So if you say something, it's not going to be something crazy. If you say something about, oh, well, we've got, 38 meat birds this year, somebody's not going to look at you and be like, what the heck are you talking about? Why would you do that? Why can't you just go to Kroger and buy your chicken instead of raising it and taking all that time when you could be out playing golf or something? So nobody's going to look at you like that. You might say that to somebody and be like, hey, that's awesome. I've been wanting to do meat birds. Right now we're just doing layers, but I really want to get into meat birds. So you can talk to them. And hell, they might wind up being just 5-10 miles down the road from you. So that's one of the things. Go to these festivals, talk to people. It's amazing who you can meet after that. And Bill says, the squash the pigs planted are acorn squash, and I have about a dozen plants as well as watermelon and cantaloupe. That sounds awesome. You've got it going on. We tried watermelon a couple years ago, and they just never did anything. So, and I'm not a big fan of cantaloupe, but my wife likes it, and I've never really tried cantaloupe. Michael Hamilton says, with livestock, it's hard to get away. Hey, I totally understand that. We don't go on a whole lot of vacations just because we got livestock. And a lot of times me and my wife, my youngest one, go somewhere for a couple days. My brother will run up here and take care of the animals, move them around, do whatever. And then also my neighbor. I think my neighbor is, like 20, something like that. He's good about it. He'll come in, feed the dogs, do whatever I need, and I just pay him a little bit of money. Last time he did it, I traded him an old John boat, old aluminum John boat I had. He was like, "What are you doing with that John boat?" And I was like, "Nothing." He's like, "I'll do all your animal care if you'll give me that John boat." I was like, "Sure, whatever." I was like, "I've had that thing sitting there for years. I picked it up off a job for nothing." I was like, "Yeah, we'll trade out for that." So it didn't cost me anything on that. Nathaniel Bowman, the flooding here displaced lots of livestock. Yes, there are a lot of livestock that are displaced for sure. And then also, I mean, look, a lot of the stuff, the farmers' fields, there's still a lot of farmers' fields that are flooded. I know the guy down the road has got acres and acres underwater. And then a lot of it that was flooded, a lot of this had wheat in it. So the wheat just died. So there's tons of stuff. There's a lot of wheat that's not going to get harvested this year. And a lot of the corn, they had just planted the corn and it was underwater, or they're getting ready to plant the corn and it flooded out those spots and they couldn't get corn in there. So Dave is asking, is there anyone that can bush hog an acre or two around College Grove, Tennessee at a reasonable price for sharing horn? Dave, I don't know. Maybe somebody in here. I know Bill's too far away. Bill's in Jackson. I don't know exactly where College Grove is. That's down like south of Nashville, isn't it? So, and Bill says, my first watermelons were volunteer in the backyard. And they got to be 25 pounds and are delicious. Hey, that's cool as can be. We've done it with pumpkins before. We've thrown our pumpkins after Halloween. We'll take them out and let the kids smash them and stuff like that. And we've gotten pumpkins that way, which the kids thought it was cool as all get out there. Like, we'll go out and smash the pumpkins, and then I tell them later on, it's like, hey, you've got pumpkins growing out there. And Bill says I don't have a bush hog or a tractor. So, all right. Dave, I don't know. Maybe somebody will be in here. I don't know anybody around College Grove that could do it. It's a little too far for me to drive, honestly. It's probably a 2 to 2.5 hour trip one way. So, but yeah, guys, look at building your community. Also, another thing, know who your neighbors are. If you don't know who your neighbors are, you really need to get to know those neighbors. Find out if they're going to be a liability or an asset in a situation where you're going to need help, stuff like that. Yeah, College Grove, Tennessee is pretty close to Spring Hill. Yeah, Dave, I don't know anybody down there. Maybe somebody in the chat knows somebody. If I hear of anything, I've got Sharon's number. I can send her a message, but I don't know of anybody right offhand. So, but yeah, go ahead, talk to your neighbors. I know pretty much everybody that lives on my street. I live at the end of a dead end street. I know and have talked to everybody except for there's one person that I haven't talked to, and it's a rental house, and the people move in and out. I don't know what these people do, but I know pretty much what everybody on the street does, know how many kids they've got, whether it's going to be a liability or an asset in a grid down. And we've got one of my neighbors. I mean, if I need help, he's the younger kid that comes and helps. If I need some help, I can call him, or his dad will come help me. I graded out. His dad was building a shop, a small little shop for his to put his bass boat in. He was shoveling some gravel, and I told him, I'm like, hey, Steven, I was like, you want me to bring a tractor down here real quick and just grade this gravel off for you? And he's like, man, that would be awesome. So I literally took about 45 minutes, put the box grader on the tractor, went down there, graded it out, did a rough grade for him. He was tickled to death because he didn't have to shovel all that stuff. So that's one way you can find out about your neighbors. But literally it starts outside of your property line with the neighbor. Go talk to those guys, find out. And then once you talk to all your neighbors that are on your street, branch out from there. Talk to the people, find out. I mean, you might have in a 3 or 4 mile radius from your house, you might have all kinds of people that are into preparedness, into homesteading, that kind of stuff. You would be amazed at the amount of people that you can find that are into this, and the people that are alive that will be an asset in a grid down situation, or that can help you. I mean, heck, you might find a guy that's a veterinarian, or a guy that's a doctor or a surgeon. I mean, that's a valuable skill right there to have in a bad grid down situation, having a doctor that can help you out, stuff like that. Or you might find a nurse. I mean, a nurse is super valuable in a situation like that. You might find some guys that are retired military that know all kinds of stuff. One that would be super valuable is to have a retired intel guy from the military. That way that guy can help you with intelligence gathering, stuff like that. But get your community together, have regular meetings. It's not super good to have a community that you never get together and you never talk to each other and you never do stuff. You could also do, once you've got your community built, you could do, once a month, we're going to take one Saturday and go to, Joe Blow's house and help him get a project done. And then next month, we're going to go to Sally's house and help her on a project, and then just rotate around. Everybody's going to give up a weekend a month, but you're going to help each other. You're going to build strong bonds with these people and hang out and do life with these people. Don't just, a nurse, that's me. Yes, Chantel, a nurse, that's me. Hey, where are you at? I need a good nurse down here at my property. So where are you at? I would love to have an awesome nurse down here. I honestly, with all our medical stuff and first aid stuff, I want to set up a clinic and stuff like that. And that's one of my long-term goals, is at my property, in my shop, to have a clinic set up that we've got all our first aid supplies, all that kind of stuff. And we can do, and we're not going to do surgeries or anything like that, but anything minor. I mean, if we've got to do stitches or something like that on somebody, have the equipment down here to where we can do that. Also, if somebody's sick with like the flu or something like that you don't want everybody to get, we've got, a spot to where we can quarantine somebody, to keep them away from getting everybody else sick. So Fredonia, Kentucky, a couple hours west of you. Well, hopefully you will be at the festival in July. And if you get to come to the festival, holler at me and we'll sit down and talk. But yeah, I would love to have a nurse here or a doctor and set up our clinic. The room I'm sitting in is probably going to be part of the clinic, and do that. So think about that kind of stuff also. Good. You're planning on being there. Awesome. But yeah, get your community members. And then also a lot of people will talk about, they're like, I'm a 70-year-old lady. I've got no skills or anything. I can't bring anything to a community or to a mag. Everybody has a spot in a mag, whether you're a 12-year-old kid or a 5-year-old kid, all the way up to grandma. That she's not going to be a door kicker or anything like that. But I tell you, grandma can cook food, and I guarantee she can probably cook from scratch. And in a grid down deal, you're probably going to be cooking from scratch and not a lot of processed stuff. That she can also, your older people or people that can't, I don't want to say disabilities, but that just can't do a lot of physical work. They can do your homeschooling programs. They can help out in the kitchen. They can help out in the garden and do stuff like that. You don't need just door kickers in a mag. And that's the part of the problem that I see. You see a lot of these guys brag on the internet. It's like, well, we've got 8 retired Navy SEALs and 4 retired Rangers and this and that. And it's like, that's cool, bro, but who's going to cook your food and who's going to do the laundry? And who's going to grow some vegetables? Because those guys are just worried about kicking indoors and doing stuff like that. Who's going to grow the food? Who's going to do the laundry? Who's going to teach the kids in the mag? Who's going to run the ham radios? You need to find a good comms guy for a community. So that would be another thing that's really overlooked, is you need a comms plan. You need to know how to get a hold of each other in your community and set that up. That should be something to set up way beforehand. That's something that honestly we're lacking here. Part of it is distance on some of it, and then part of it is people just really, really wanting to do it. So it's like, I don't want to spend money on it because we might not ever use it. It's like, let's spend a little bit of money and do it and get it going so we know it works in a grid down situation when we need to be able to talk to somebody. And Bill says, it's like me farm setting for my partner next door. He was out of town for 3 weeks, so I moved. I mowed his yard for him, and he didn't come back to knee-deep grass. Exactly. I mean, that's helping people out and stuff like that. And then, Bill, if you needed to be gone for a week, you've already put in and helped him, so he's going to come and help you with stuff. That's just the way you do it. Melanie, good morning. And then Bill says, my granny would have been out the door, would have been a door kicker. She was hell on wheels. Hey, I've seen some grandmothers that, man, you flat run on them and they're going to smack you. They're going to grab a fly swatter and just smack the crap out of you or beat you with something. I tell you, Lincoln, my 9-year-old, it was funny. My mom keeps a fly swatter in the house, and she's threatened several times to smack him with a fly swatter. So anytime he sees a fly swatter, he's like, has Granny been here? And I was like, no, Granny's not been here. That's not her fly swatter. So, yes, some grannies could have been door kickers for sure. And Andrew, many hands make light work. Everyone has a skill or trade that they can contribute. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. Everybody's got something. And I've said this before. If you did not serve a purpose in this world, you wouldn't be here. God would have already called you back. So, I mean, everybody on this serves a purpose in here, and everybody in a mag or a community group can contribute to something, as long as they're not just dead set lazy, stuff like that. If they're dead set lazy and don't want to do anything, you need to kick their butt out. I mean, you made a mistake getting them in the mag. If they're just a dead set lazy person, kick them out, get them gone. And that goes into the vetting process also. And then Sharon Horn. Yes, Sharon is a nurse, and she's planning on being at the festival too. Sharon, I knew you would be up here. You've talked to me about it, and you're excited about it. And then Nathaniel, yeah, eyes in the back of your head for sure. But yeah, and part of it comes along with vetting. Don't just let anybody into your group. You've got circles within circles and stuff like that. So when you meet somebody new, talk to them. If you meet somebody new, don't just have them come on out to your property and just start showing them everything. Be like, yeah, all the sheep are over here. The chickens are here. This is where we keep all our stored food. Here are our pew-pews. Here's all my medical stuff and this and that. Don't do that. meet them at a kind of a neutral location. You know, go meet them for breakfast, talk to them, feel them out a little bit. Do that a few times before you invite somebody onto your property. And then it's the whole dating thing. You don't go on a first date with somebody. The first date with somebody, you don't just invite them over to your house, be like, hey, girl, come on over to my house. This is where I live. Come on in, and we'll hang out and watch a movie and cook dinner and all this, and I'll show you everything I've got. And then at the end of the night, you're like, hey, let's run off and get married. You just don't do that. Treat it, essentially, you're dating that person and getting to know them to see if you want to spend more time with them and actually build a community. So do that. Don't just fall in head first and be like, hey, here's everything I've got. First, they could be a fan, and second, they could be one of these people that are like, cool, I know where all your stuff's at, so in a grid down deal, I'm going to come shoot you and take all your stuff. So get to know these people, build a trust factor and stuff like that with those people. Vet heavy. Don't be afraid to turn somebody down. Be like, hey, you're not a good fit for this. And just period, amen. It's not going to happen. And it's a lot easier if you tell this person they're not a good fit before you show them stuff on your property. So it's a lot harder to say, hey, you're not a good fit after you've shown everybody everything you've got on your property. And then Bill says, I saw her take her broom and whip the dickens out of my dad and uncle because they didn't do something she'd approve of. Exactly. Yeah. And Michael Hamilton says, even after all that, it can go upside down with people. Yes, it can go upside down quick. And in KSL, we've had people that we brought into the group and they seem all right. And then it's like, man, they start doing some stupid stuff. And it's like, hey, bro, boy, that's not cool. You're out. You know, we're not going to talk to you anymore. I'm kind of done with you. And I've had to do that personally with people. And it's like, you're not going to be a good fit. I don't want you around here anymore. Don't come to any of our events. Don't do anything like that. So that's kind of scratching. That's off the cuff, throwing out building community and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, if you got any questions, leave after this live, go in and put some questions in the comments. We'll go over the questions on the next one, but that's about all I've got. I've got to go move animals, and then I've got to go bid some jobs. So be looking out. Thursday, the video will drop with Chronically Healthy. It will be dropping at 6 o'clock Central Time. Also, go back and watch the one with Brian and Susan about building an emergency communications plan for your homestead and for your group. Yeah, squatters are hard to get rid of. Exactly. But do that. Also, don't forget, buy your festival tickets this month, and you're entered to win the Refuge Medical class. And if you need any first aid medical supplies, run over to the website. Pick those up. We've got pretty much everything in stock. Some things are getting low, so if you need something, go ahead and order it. All right, leave a comment after the live has been posted. If y'all got any more questions, we will do some stuff for you and figure those out. But I appreciate all of you, and I will be back here Friday morning. So I appreciate it, and I'll see you Friday morning. Bye.